Hello and welcome back to the PowerSwitch, gaming's call-in talk radio show. My name is Peter Spezia, and today is June 8th, 2018. This is the 49th episode of the podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We use Discord as a means to add and drop callers to talk about video games and switch the power that is found in a typical gaming podcast. You can join our server to participate during recordings at rhymeswithasia.com/call. On today's episode, it's the big pre-E3 show, so our main topic is our 50 yes or no E3 2018 questions, and then we will get to your Big Boss and Kiefer predictions. Those are your bold and outlandish picks for what you think will happen at this year's show. I'd like to welcome Joel Orndorff, my good friend from back in podcasting days previous. Joel, you're joining me as a guest today. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, no problem. I feel like, it's E3. I had to come through. I had to. I mean, it is the best time to be a gamer. Like, how you gotta love this. You gotta, even if you're just, no matter what company you like, there's something for everybody, and that's what makes this thing great. Absolutely.
It's so special, and you've been helping a lot on our Discord. We have our gaming news chat section where when game news breaks, we kind of post it in there, so you've been helping out a lot with that. Really appreciate that. It's kind of like a good little feed in case you miss something that's happening and you just want to check into our Discord. It's super cool, but we're here to talk about those E3 yes or no questions from the contest. Got several submissions. Looking forward to seeing how everyone does, and the winner of that at the end of the day will get to be on our post E3 show next Saturday, wrapping everything up. Looking forward to that. But for now, we're going to kind of run through the questions here. We have callers in for the Nintendo, the third party, and hopes and dreams section. But Joel, we're going to go through Microsoft and Sony first, and in the past on these podcasts, we've kind of delved into each question, really gotten into it, but we are really up against the wall for E3 this year. And it's Friday night at 6 p.m. It's like less than 24 hours until EA kicks things off, right? So
yeah, I mean, you better hurry before the whole conference leaks.
Right, because
been this year.
Everything's been leaking for sure. So we're going to try to turn it around pretty quickly. Not too long of a show today, but we want to kind of give you guys a primer on what our thoughts are kind of heading into this year's big show. And we'll start with Microsoft, who needs to have a very big show this year.
Oh, they do. They need to show us games. Like, that is what we want from Microsoft. I mean, they've done it well in the past. Like, it's just these past few years, it's been kind of rough. And what direction are they actually moving in? Like, are they moving to more of a, like, are we going to let other developers work and make, like, different versions of our console? Or I've heard rumors about that. So
that would be really unusual. But, if they want to put PCs first and just have Xbox be a PC derivative, I mean, that's one thing. They're really pushing the services, which, like, that's a big thing. But they really need to come through with the games. That's really going to be the case at the end of the day. So let's start with those games. When, Phil Spencer talks that they're pushing their first-party studios, let's start here. Will a brand new first-party intellectual property be announced?
I would like for it to happen, like, really bad, and I'm going to be, like, really hopeful about it, so I'm going to say yes. There's, like, this thing in the back of my head saying no, absolutely not, because they're canceling every game they make.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, we'll get to Crackdown, because that had an unfortunate turn of events this week, and rumored for a while but then confirmed. I really see this being another, like, Halo, Gears, Forza kind of year, and that's what they have to hold their hat on. And I don't see a first party, unfortunately. 42% of those who entered this contest said yes, so though they would be in the minority there. I would love to see a new first party, but I feel like they're trying to shore up their services more. They'll bring out new versions of these old standbys, and I don't know if they want to test anything new now. I mean, we're only a year or two away from next generation, so if anything, maybe hold those for, like, a really strong launch there.
Though I think it would help.
No doubt. Yeah, they need something.
That's one way to counteract canceling all these games, is to just announce something completely new. Like, that would kind of, I think that's something that most people don't expect at all.
Right. Even if it's a 2019 game, I mean, show us something. Will Halo 6 be revealed?
I said yeah. Like, again, like I'm trying to be positive about Microsoft's press conference. I'm trying to say that, like, this is the year that they have to do these things. Otherwise, who knows what direction, like, they even want to keep going, or if they're just going to completely move to like a full-on kind of PC thing. Like,
yeah, I see a teaser for Halo 6. I don't think we'll be ready to show gameplay, and it's weird because this needs to be a year that we see something Halo related. It's been too long. I mean, when you look at 2015 being Halo 5, and then it was 12 for 4, 2007 was 3, then 2004 for 2, 2001. So it's almost like these 3-year sort of cycles, and like we're there. Like we kind of need to see something. They're already behind the ball. I don't think it'll be a big reveal, but maybe almost like, in a way, like the Desert Cloak sort of Guardian kind of tease. Maybe see something like that. 83% of people said yes. Will an all-new Gears of War or Fable game be revealed? I said yes to this one. More on the Gears of War 5 side, not only because we had that Walmart leak, but you know, we're due to see another one. Like, it did well enough to warrant a sequel. Don't pass totally on Fable, though. Fable may happen. There were those rumors at the beginning of the year that Playground over in the UK is working on something Fable related. So both may happen, but I think at least Gears of War is pretty sure.
Both would be excellent, but again, I think Gears of War as well. I think I will lock that one in. I don't think I would lock in Fable.
Yeah, for sure. And 92% of people said yes to that one. Will Crackdown 3 receive a specific release date?
Well, did it?
Well, in a way, and not really. When we say specific release date, we're looking for like the month, the day, the year.
Month, the day.
And it got pushed to February 2019. That's brutal. You can say, like, The Last Guardian was infamous for a long time for the reveal, and then nothing
Final
and nothing.
15.
That too. People point at Dreams. That was kind of revealed at the PS4 reveal event, and then we're still not even at a beta for that. But it's an extra tough case for Crackdown. I mean, revealed at E3 2014, and then it just keeps getting pushed. I'm not sure which is worse, like we're not going to talk about it, but it's coming, or like it's here. No, it's not. It's here. No, it's not.
Well, I guess the good news is that it's not canceled.
Right. That's a good sign.
Again, this is Microsoft, and how many of those? I mean, what was it, like 6 or almost 6 games got canceled?
Scalebound and Perfect Dark. Perfect Dark this year would be cool. Not gonna lie. What was it? Phantom Dust. Phantom Dust is one I was thinking of.
It just okay. I guess that is the good news. They didn't get canceled. So I don't know if they push it back again after that. I don't know. It did get revealed in a way. It did get the release date did get put out there, but again, that is a delay.
Right. They said that they'll share more at their press conference, which we'll see if that's the case.
Does Terry Crews come back? That is my question.
Terry Crews has got to still have a video game role. I mean, let's be honest. Yes. You can't cancel that too, and then also attempt to cancel Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, it's just not fair on the man. So at least he's still got the TV gig. 50% right down the middle. They're undecided on this one. But if they get the day in February, that'll turn that into a yes. Will a racing game specifically titled Forza Horizon 4 be announced? Again, I said yes on this one. It seems to be the trend. If you take the Walmart leak into consideration, they think it's Forza Horizons 5. I don't know what they're doing over there in Canada, but I think that's a typo.
Yeah, I would say yeah, too. I mean, you usually see a Forza title at the Xbox press conference. So.
Right. Yeah, and that was 50% right down the middle as well. That one surprises me. I'm not going to lie, out of the results. So where do you think, if one's announced, like, where is it going to be set? Where's it going to take place?
Where was the last one?
Last one was Australia, was Forza Horizon 3.
Have they done like a kind of mountainous
Oh, I'm not
region?
sure they have.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember where to. Like, the first one, I think it was just like United States. The second one, I think something like Japan would be cool. Do like a Tokyo Drift sort of thing. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'd be totally down for that.
But I wouldn't be surprised with London. Kind of like a London sort of area. I
could see that.
That'd be also possible. I don't know. It's just something to think about. Will Below and Ashen be shown during the conference? Got to have both of those indie games shown during the conference. What do you think?
I said no, just because it was both.
Right.
Like, I was thinking maybe like one or the other.
Yeah, I think we may see Ashen, but I don't know about Below. Below kind of had its coming out party a little bit at PAX East this past year. I don't know if they're really ready for an update, but you could see both at like here's a Xbox indie sort of thing, quick sizzle.
Or maybe even show it like not at the conference, but later on whenever they're just talking to the developers.
That's very true. And they'll have their Xbox shows from the floor or whatever. 25% of people said yes. I say no. You say no. So maybe not during the conference, but yeah, I'm sure they'll show it at some point, and it'll be at E3, of course.
Yeah.
Will an old Rare property be rebooted in some fashion?
Yes.
Interesting. I said yes as well.
Like you said earlier.
Yeah.
It's the one you said earlier. That's definitely the one.
You think it's Perfect Dark?
Yeah, I think it's Perfect Dark.
I think that's got the best chance. But at the same time, it'd be like another shooter, really?
I mean, like, if they announced one other one and he happened to make his way to another game too, I think a lot of people would be happy, but I feel like that's the logical one, kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
Banjo-Kazooie
would be for sure hype, especially if it gets
an all-new battle royale.
Yeah, you're shooting eggs. Oh my God, we need that now. We need that in our life. Oh my
Absolutely.
goodness. Oh man, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I think I said yes, and I was thinking Perfect Dark as well. Let's see how many people said yes. 58.3%.
Yeah. So
yeah, more on the yes side. That'd be interesting.
Give it to us. We want it. We want it.
Yeah, bring it on. I mean, some people are rolling out stuff for Sea of Thieves. Have most of the team say we're working on this next project.
Yeah, I think by now, like, they've kind of left the people to work on updates for that the rest of the team has definitely moved on to something else.
For sure. Will Minecraft be mentioned during the conference?
Why wouldn't it? It's still extremely popular. Like, you could roll out as many updates as possible and people would eat it up.
I think there's an update that they're rolling out soon that was like pushed back a little bit, and I think they only recently just did like the 4K one that was advertised last year. So yeah,
is it in VR?
Oh, I don't think it is yet. They mentioned there was that one E3 a couple times back where they were kind of promoting that a little bit, but I don't think it's because
what was the thing that they were promoting with it?
That was with the it's the HoloLens. Yeah, and that's still in dev kits right now. It's not like a public version, so that could tie to one of our other questions. I said yes, that it will appear. 75% of entrants said yes.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
It seems pretty likely. It's one of their big things. It's one of the biggest games in the world.
And it's on everything.
Exactly.
It's on everything.
Maybe they'll talk that you can play with people on Switch, and then Reggie shows up, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah, and then they announce. Never mind.
That's going down a pipe dream there. Will online multiplayer capability be permanently included with a Game Pass subscription?
I'll say yeah. Yeah. I think I'm going to say yes.
It would be a big announcement at E3 for sure, especially if they're banking on the services. See, I said no because I know they're trying to roll it out. They're kind of exploring it. They're seeing how much money they can get from Game Pass, and I'm just not sure they have enough data yet. I think they even did a promotion where it was like, for $1 you can get Game Pass. So like essentially it's almost like bundling your gold and your Game Pass together. And I'm just not sure how much data they've come back from that yet to say, let's go forward like full speed ahead.
I kind of look at it as like, maybe if they don't have as many games to announce, maybe just updating the services is kind of a way to get more people interested.
Could be a way. It would definitely be a big shift in the industry though. So we had 33% of people say yes. That would be a kind of big Titanic sort of moment, almost like when they announced the backwards compatibility in the first place. It's like, whoa, it's a big deal. Last Microsoft question: will virtual or augmented reality be mentioned during the conference?
I mean, I would say yeah, and like I said, well, maybe you can do it with Minecraft. I don't know.
That would be an interesting way, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they've talked about like Oculus partnerships in the past, maybe with controllers or something like that. So it wouldn't take too much. And I wonder again, it comes down to if the games aren't there, maybe you start talking about partnerships and services and things like that.
Do you think that maybe that actually could be something that they would tie in with a new game announcement?
I wonder.
Just like not even like a new IP, but like something new.
Well, they had, what was it,
like
Super Lucky's Tale was something like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's possible. I mean, more games on that platform, the better for sure. But yeah, it'd be kind of crazy if they said something like, and Oculus is now compatible with Xbox One. It's like, what?
I don't know. I mean, I keep feeling like eventually one of these E3s that somebody's going to progress the actual games on VR. Because now it's like you have some good ones, but a lot of them are more experiences. Like it's more about experiencing this in VR, less to actually like you have to play this in VR.
Well, it's like taking the jump from 2D to 3D games. Like it took a while. Maybe some stood out early on, but it takes a while to kind of really hone the craft. So
it'd be nice to see a big company like that kind of try and push it forward even more.
For sure. Maybe a company like Sony.
Hey,
there you go. We had actually 50% of people, by the way, for the VR for Microsoft.
Okay.
So again, split down the middle. So Sony, let's talk about their questions here. Will the conference open with a live orchestral performance?
I said no. I would like it to because I love those, and they really turn out well every time they do them. But I'm gonna say no just because I think they would like to mix it up a little bit, and especially this year, their focus is going to be these 4 main games. But of course, there's going to be some surprise announcements. I mean, it's Sony; they always have surprise announcements. So there's going to be other things announced. But I think that maybe because they're focusing on those 4, that they're going to have a different setup for the whole conference, like how it starts even.
Totally on board with you. I also said no. We had 41.7% say yes. So we're kind of close there, but I agree. I think the format's going to be a little different. It's not going to be trailer, and you don't see people talking. If they're talking about deep dives, you're going to maybe see like, Kojima's going to come on stage to show you what Death Stranding gameplay is like.
Yes,
that'd be great. But I think it's going to kind of break up the flow of what they usually been. But again, I totally agree. Love the orchestral openings. Just don't necessarily see it here if they're going to mix up the format like that. Will third-person gameplay footage be shown during the conference from all 3 of the following? The Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima. I said yes. It's why they're talking about them. We will see gameplay. Like that feels natural, right? Death Stranding, the one I'm most looking forward to. I'm really curious what Ghost of Tsushima is like. Sucker Punch is a great studio with that pedigree with Infamous and all that. So a kind of grounded samurai action game, like it's so needed. Really need that. And then Last of Us Part 2, I can't get enough. Bring it on.
I mean, if you played the first one and you enjoyed it, then it's just, you can't wait for the game.
I mean, theories of like if you're going to be controlling Ellie and then this other character probably named Anna, if, she's going to be Ellie's mom, and then you're like, if you're playing like, because it's going to be like a past and then present sort of thing, if you're going back between both of them and kind of piecing together that story, like that seems so exciting. The talk of like it's going to be revenge and hate are like the themes in this one. So really
especially
excited
with
for
how
that.
they revealed that game too.
And
then that one trailer,
brutal.
That was a brutal trailer.
Yeah.
Oh my! I remember feeling like a little bit like uncomfortable even after watching it the first time. I just felt like where the conference that it was at where they showed it, it was very like, oh, what did I just watch? But yeah, I said yes too. I think like you have to, like you got to show gameplay of all those things if you're going to be taught, if they're going to be your focal points of the whole press conference. So you got to, we want to see what these games look. You could show all the trailers in the world of all the games, but I feel like most of the time what people really want to see is what the game plays like.
Absolutely.
Because the trailer could look fantastic, and then the game itself, you're just like, what is this? I feel like especially with Death Stranding because we have no idea.
There's more to that game going on. There's talk of like social networks getting involved, and if Mads Mikkelsen's like, I've seen it and I still don't get it. So
a guy like Kojima, who like if you follow him on his social networks, it makes me really think like, wow, what is this guy does he mean when he even talks about that? Because he's all over the world all the time taking pictures of his food, and like it's just like, I don't know what he's gonna tie in there, but I'm all on board.
It's gonna be super interesting. Even if like those 4 games, Spider-Man being the 4th, if that doesn't appeal to you, like I'm sorry, but I'm excited for all of those. Should be great.
Yeah, I think that one just has like a more broad audience probably, because it's easy to say. It's just, hey, it's Spider-Man, and it looks like it'll be the best Spider-Man game we've ever played.
Sure yeah, definitely.
They got the physics down. I think everything else will be fine.
50% right down the middle. Really interesting is I do think we're going to see gameplay from all 3 of those. Will Days Gone or Dreams receive specific release dates? Funny how that happens. This is already confirmed to be yes.
Yes.
Days Gone, February 22nd, 2019. Really cool of Sony to be kind of rolling these little updates out every day leading this week.
So we'll be playing Days Gone and Crackdown.
I mean, pretty different games, right? That'd be fascinating. I mean, if Crackdown doesn't get delayed again, let's be honest. But no, really cool that they're kind of rolling these out. I mean, that trailer for Tetris Effect to have Mizuguchi, Rez and Luminous, and he's working on a Tetris game that's PS4, but also VR option. I mean, oh my goodness. Gorgeous trailer. Go watch that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and especially if you're somebody that like, literally my first system was a Game Boy. The first game I had was Tetris.
Oh man, that's so cool.
I feel like I might be down for that,
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then they roll out this one. Today it was the Bandai Namco and Don't Nod game, and I'm like, are we seeing Life is Strange 2? And like, I guess Don't Nod is working on more games. It's Twin Mirror is the game. It's almost like
they just put out a game.
Yeah, and then Vampire just rolled out. So like this guy comes home after a year, had girlfriend broken up with him, and he's visiting a friend's funeral, but then he wakes up and like his hands are bloody and his clothes are bloody. It's kind of like an Indigo Prophecy sort of setup like that, but it's that kind of Don't Nod style.
Small coal town, I think they said. In
West Virginia. There you go. So that's I'm excited for that. So they got a couple more things rolling out here. So
we'll see. They wanted to play Country Roads, but the Fallout 76.
They kind of did take that one. What was that like hearing that when you saw that?
I freaked out.
Yeah, I bet. So this one was already a yes. So we had 75% of people. I guess some people thought that might not happen before it did. Honestly, with the release date thing, I thought that was going to be something like they're going to throw in like Concrete Genie, like that one we saw with the graffiti game, and okay, it's not the biggest announcement, but okay, yeah.
Well, I didn't think that they would announce that before the show. I didn't think they'd announce Days Gone release date, but I guess they're pretty confident in filling up their conference with stuff.
Yeah, and they did the Game Informer coverage, so that was all part of it too. Really interesting. Will a new game from one of Sony's first party studios be revealed?
I said yes. I don't know specifically what it would be, but I'm hopeful that there's something out there that'll at least be teased. They're so known for doing that I feel like even if they try and change their ways, like, we can't keep announcing all these games way ahead of time, and it's too hard for any company to do that. But I feel like by focusing on all these main games, that maybe they could throw like a little teaser or two in there, and they'd still be okay.
Right. So. Yeah. I said no, much to the chagrin of 92% of the people who said yes, but
hopeful, very hopeful.
Yeah, and I hope that they do. The more games, the better. But I think if they're really focusing on the 4, and then they'll throw in some third-party announcements, we're looking at you, Capcom. They
don't have to, and they can still have a good show.
Yeah, for sure. Will Blue Point announce that they are remaking one of the following titles: Metal Gear Solid, Demon's Souls, Infamous?
I said yes because I want them to remake at least one of those.
It would be super cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. We had 17% of people said yes. I said no because I think it's still too early. I think this is a PSX announcement because they're working on something.
Yeah, we know that they're working on something.
Out of those three, if they had access to either of those three, which would you want?
Actually, probably Demon Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's what it is, kind of, and I almost feel like maybe the reason they wouldn't announce it now is because it's so close to Dark Souls.
Right.
Like,
And if
even though it wouldn't come out for a while, like.
Yeah, and then if something happens to the Shadows Die Twice, and it's like there's another Soulsborne kind of game.
That's the other thing.
Right.
Yeah,
like that may be a little close. Yeah, so that may be a little close. God, if they somehow got access to Metal Gear Solid and they got Konami's blessing, I would love that. I think it is. Yeah. I think when it happens, it will be Demon Souls. I'll lean towards that, but I would also really love an Infamous remaster.
That would
be super cool.
The kings of remakes. Like they're fantastic. Whatever they decide to do, even if it's something new, which that would be cool too, they're going to do a great job.
What they do with Shadow of the Colossus, just remarkable.
It's great, yeah.
Will PlayStation Now or backwards compatibility be mentioned at all during the conference? I said no, don't bring up a sore spot. 33% of people said yes. It would be interesting to kind of hint at backwards compatibility, though I think you're saving that for PS5, like have that be a thing. They're talking about like, oh, they're saving prices on PlayStation Now, or bringing back a year subscription. They're kind of doing that in blog posts and things like that. I don't think it's something you mention at the show when it's a weakness.
I said yes, even though I don't think they should.
Yeah, it could be a passing mention for backwards compatibility,
Even I was gonna say that's the thing that I would love to see. Personally,
I mean, it'd be really cool if they finally bring over like the PS1 classics from the PS3 store, and like we can finally play those on PS4. Like, why is that taking so long? It'd be interesting for sure.
I feel like there's a very good chance that like they'll be doing it the next time around.
Yeah, for sure.
And especially, I mean, like we have no idea how close or far away that is. I would like to think it's a little bit further away than it is. Because all these rumors now about like it being even close, I'm just like, really? Like you have all these games that are still doing so well. Like, I don't know.
I think they got to make another leap if they want to kind of be on par. Especially, it's going to be the third parties really that push them. The EAs of the world, Ubisofts are like, we want to do more, and there's going to be a point where PS4 Pro won't cut it, and they'll need something beyond that.
Yeah.
Will PlayStation VR be mentioned or shown in a specific game's trailer during the conference? 100% of people said yes who went to the contest. I said yes. I think it'll be a passing thing, like, and also with VR. But yeah, or even like in a sizzle reel, like a VR game.
They've definitely done it the past couple of years.
So it could be. I think, they'll have a pre-show and they'll probably make some announcements there too, but the meat of the conference, there should be something passing. But
yeah, they did it with Batman, right?
That was a couple of years ago they did that. Moss, I think, was last year. They talked about that. So it could be certainly easily done. Let's talk about From Software, though. Will From Software show more of the project currently known as Shadows Die Twice?
I said yes, because I really want to know what that game is.
I said yes, too. I'm not really on board that it is Bloodborne 2, as so many people want,
I actually don't think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's something different. And I would be okay with that, even though Bloodborne's great. Like, I think that they could make another great game. I don't think that they have to continue it. Like, I think it's a fine thing on its own, and it doesn't necessarily need to be continued.
Yeah. Tenchu would be very interesting. It'd be great to kind of see that kind of stealth action return, especially in Metal Gear Solid's absence. But yeah, I'd be down with a new IP as well. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be tied to an old thing.
Oh, yeah.
75% of people said yes. Will new video footage of Final Fantasy VII Remake or Shenmue 3 be released? And this is, not just during the conference. Like, anytime during the show, will we see new video footage of those games?
Yes.
Interesting.
And so you said it's like not anytime. You said it's anytime during the conference, right?
Like at any time, yeah. By the end of E3, will we have seen new video footage of those?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Which one out of the two?
I think it's the first one, but I think it's at a different conference.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they have their own conference now.
that's right. Yeah, Square Enix, like that's going to be a big deal, that show.
And the only reason I say that is because the way in which they said the game actually is.
Right.
And it is by episode.
Well, yeah, they did say that, but then, the development is kind of restructured now, so I wonder if that's changed. We see in the Walmart Canada leak that an Xbox One version may be happening. It was always going to be PS4 first, but I wonder if that's changed their plans.
I do wonder if that's changed.
So that'll be something to keep an eye on. I said... no, I don't think it's ready yet. But, if Square Enix has, they're going to have a big show. Granted, lots of things to show. But it could happen there. We had 42% of people say yes. So, yeah, Shenmue 3, like, that got pushed. Again, like, that's going to happen later. If anything, I think it'd be 7 Remake for sure.
Yeah, and I think that if it wasn't for the Walmart leak, I probably would have said no. But the fact that, like, that's there...
Right.
Kind of makes me think, even though I know, I don't know.
A little suspicious.
Yeah.
Will PlayStation users, wrapping up here for Sony, finally be able to change their PSN names?
I'm just all hopeful all around. I'm going to say yes.
Oh, wow.
Because they've mentioned it before. Like, I've heard it before. Yeah. So, like, that's the reason that I said yes. I feel like had it never been brought up before, then I would not even give it the, light of day. Yeah,
8% of people said yes here. I think this is a PSX announcement. I don't think we see it here. Play to that core base at that show in December.
That's where they talked about it, right?
I think that's what they said at last. Is like, by next PSX, like you shouldn't be hearing about it. So fingers crossed for there. Like they deserve it. All right, so now for Nintendo, we're going to bring in one of our callers. So joining us from Illinois, Video Game Guru 64. Welcome back to the PowerSwitch. How are you?
Good.
Nice
to be back.
Absolutely. Joined us for many of the first kind of stint we had here. We came back over the last couple months. It's good to have you back for E3. Ready to talk some Nintendo?
Yeah.
All right.
He's ready to talk about Smash Bros.
You know what? I don't blame him. Let's get right into it. Will more than 2 newcomers be revealed for Super Smash Brothers?
I said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Yeah, many people did. 92% of people said yes. If you had to throw a number down, how many would you say end up getting shown?
I would probably say 3, but
I think 3 is a good number.
You never know.
Yeah, I'm banking on 3 as well, and then I think they'll also show these characters are back, and like Ice Climbers is back. I mean, it wouldn't be a newcomer, but
okay. So I said 3 because Ice Climbers would probably be back.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's really interesting to consider. I'm thinking like new characters to Smash Brothers, and like it's gonna be the big question. Like I don't know, Joel, if any of those, who would you think could possibly show up as a newcomer?
Well, I mean, that's the kind of thing you have to think in the terms of like, is it gonna be a first party character that shows up there, or are they also gonna throw in a third party character? I think we're gonna get both.
Yes,
I think we're gonna get like at least. Probably 2 first-party characters and at least 1 third-party character in that thing. So I say 3 in that presentation. I think there's 1 in the treehouse, and I think there's at least 1 at the Invitational.
That'd be really cool. At least they'll show something in the treehouse. I think that's the first thing on their treehouse plan, actually, is they'll show more Smash Brothers. So that's going to be interesting when we do our post show after Nintendo. We'll like to have that running, see if something pops up there.
But that's where, like, you have trailers constantly going on for games. It's the best place to reveal characters because you can trick everybody.
They need that third-party character moment. I mean,
yes.
Mega Man... Last time in 2013, like Smash fans remember that moment. Smash fans remember the Snake moment way back. I mean, that was before E3s were live streamed and things like that. Showtime in 2006. I mean, like that's the big moment when you're revealing the game for the first time. So I think they need that. 92% of people agree. Like that's gonna happen. So Video Game Guru, if you pick 1 newcomer, who do you want?
Simon Belmont.
Oh,
Ooh, Simon Belmont. That'd be a great one.
all right. That's a good choice.
I'm down with that. Get some whip action there. Very cool.
Oh yeah.
Will Retro Studios reveal a new IP for Switch? I said no because I think the Star Fox Grand Prix is real. So let's see what we had here. 25% of people said yes. I think a lot of the people who submitted later kind of are on board with that. I would love to see Star Fox Grand Prix. I want to see that in motion. I want to see how gorgeous it is, how they interact, shooting enemies to make progress there in racing. But I tend to believe the reports when a new IP for Retro was in the works and it just wasn't working out really.
I said yes because I'm hopeful that it didn't get canceled.
Interesting.
And there were rumors of what was a horror
kind
of genre
like that,
game.
yeah.
And if there's one thing that I would love Nintendo to have that they don't have really, it's something in the horror genre. Unless they go super extreme with Luigi's Mansion the next time it pops up, which I would be totally down for that being a horror game.
For sure. Or you bring back Eternal Darkness.
Yeah, you'd have to bring back Eternal Darkness. So I'm going to say yes, and I'm just going to say that maybe the other game didn't get canceled, and that we would see that here first, and then we wouldn't actually see the Star Fox Racing game yet.
Interesting.
So I said yes. I would just say the Star Fox Racing game, but it could be some other game.
Yeah, I would really love to see what Retro could do with something in their own hands.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be really fantastic.
They
Yeah.
always put out a polished product, whatever it is.
At the end of the day,
so.
yeah, whatever it is, for sure. Will a Mario Maker, Animal Crossing, or a Pikmin game be revealed for Switch? I said no for this one, but 75% of people said yes, so I'm clearly in the minority here. I would love to see any or all of these. I mean, gosh, there's Pikmin 4 that Miyamoto said was done years ago, or at least close to being done, so where's that? I could possibly see an Animal Crossing, almost like a Metroid Prime 4 sort of thing, show the logo, say 2019, like it's coming. Where the hell is a Mario Maker sequel? Like that needs to be on Switch yesterday. Any of those would be great. I just think there's going to be so much shown that just not yet. Save it for another Nintendo Direct.
I said yes to this one as well because it's Animal Crossing.
Yeah, if any of those, I would love to see that one for sure.
Yeah, that's what I think it's going to be. And I think it is a tease, something simple.
Yeah.
You're not going to really show too much. And finally going to get to see how that mobile game ties in.
That's the reason.
Future Animal Crossing. Can you bring your vehicle with you to wherever you're going?
Ooh.
And think about Animal Crossing with a true drop-in, drop-out online experience. That would be amazing. Maybe even you could set up your room on a server or something, and people could visit it while you're out with your Switch on the go.
Yeah.
They could do so much with that game. And I think if you have Pokemon in 2019, if you have Metroid Prime in 2019, and if you have Animal Crossing, that's already a solid lineup for next year.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Will 2 of the following 3 Switch games receive an official title? Pokemon, Fire Emblem, Yoshi. Well, we got one already, so that's good. One down.
Let's go.
I said yes, and 100% of people here said yes. So I actually think we receive titles for all of them. We need to see these 2 other games, and they'll get more than just Fire Emblem for Switch or Yoshi for Switch.
Yeah, those games need to all come out this year.
Now, granted, I don't know if it's going to be Lustrous Daybreak or Yoshi's Flippin' World, but I don't know if it'll be those, but it'd be really interesting to see whatever.
Flip it up.
Yeah, I saw ones that was like Yoshi's Craft Island or Yoshi's Flip Side. I just want
Yoshi, get this flipping baby away.
Yeah. You have a middle finger mechanic to get Baby Mario coming back. I don't know. But God, that one league that said Yoshi's Flipping World.
One could be the baby, one could be the...
And there's a microphone that you actually have to yell. And both of these I think are going to receive, on top of, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So I think that's a pretty, default answer. But
are you guys excited for the Pokemon games this year?
Yes.
Yeah, you want? Okay.
I'm not really that excited, but I'm excited nonetheless.
There's nostalgia's there.
It would be good to see more gameplay. I'm sure they'll delve into that at Treehouse.
Yeah, they said that, so I'm excited about that.
But I play quite a bit of Go, so I'm excited to have that. I
got way back into it.
Yeah, so that'll be good. I'm not crazy about all the mixed messaging going on, like first about online, and now we're not sure about the motion control with throwing.
Yeah,
like
you gotta fix the controls.
You gotta have a button press. You gotta. You can't. When you have it in handheld mode, you can't start moving it around and have that be your throwing. Like you gotta.
People are gonna be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, put that to an A button press at the very least for accessibility. Like, don't screw this up, Nintendo. You see Microsoft with their controller, and it's like, do at least a fraction of that.
Fantastic. Let's get the controller.
Yeah, let's get that right. Will a Metroid Prime 4 trailer be shown during the Direct?
I said yes, just because they need to show it.
Yeah, show something, right? 92% of people said yes. Now, Grant, I don't know if we'll see much, but confirm who's working on it, confirm the general plot. Are you changing the title, or is it Metroid Prime 4? Are you adding a subtitle?
And confirm what year it is.
Yeah, that'd be a big thing too, right?
Oh, yeah. Where does this take place? Is it connected to the game that I know many disliked?
And are you giving it a hard 2019 release? Are you giving it a window in there somewhere? A lot of questions to be answered for Metroid Prime 4. But
do you guys feel like that's next year's Mario
next year's
kind of thing?
Next year's holiday game.
Like the big blowout E3 game next year.
Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I would hope so.
That's something else, like Animal Crossing or something.
I would hope that it makes a big splash at next E3. But if you have, Animal Crossing, if that's going to be a next year game, if you have Gen 8 Pokemon, they'll have things rolling for sure.
I mean, I'd be down if Pokemon was the blowout game. I just don't know if the Pokemon company, that's the way they do things with their games, let their game be the thing.
What's the trend?
I'm curious about it.
It's the trend is usually for big sort of key core titles. They show it in May-ish, and then it's January or February if it's a remake or something. That seems to be how the trend has been. So I think we'll know what Gen 8 is by the time next E3 rolls around.
Yeah. Probably almost line up with when they announced it.
Yeah. Right. But in Metroid Prime 4, let's see something this year. Is it Silex as an antagonist? Let's see things like that.
We've been waiting, and it was. Would you say it was one of the biggest announcements last year?
It was a big hype moment. Yeah.
It was weird how they announced it, but it was big.
Yeah.
I wonder who the intern is that did the graphics.
I mean, once that Metroid Prime music dropped, that was the big moment for sure.
Oof.
Will games from a system other than NES be announced for distribution via Nintendo Switch Online? I do have to mention 92%, by the way, for Metroid Prime 4 said yes. 25% said yes for this one. I said no. I think they got to roll it out first. Maybe tell us the 10 other NES games and not have one of them be Urban Champion, please, because that's a little overdone.
Yeah, I said no to this one as well. Got to give us the service, and then you can give us more games.
Yes, absolutely.
I said yes because I think maybe they weren't originally planning to, but the reaction, I feel like the reaction they originally received for this, I think they're going to take that into account, and I think that they've probably changed their presentation a bit since then.
That's an interesting theory.
They're probably going to say more about this than they originally wanted to.
Yeah, I would definitely like for you to be right. Yeah,
me too.
And I think if it doesn't come out during that thing, in all the interviews that go on during E3, which you guys know, stuff comes out way later. That's how we learned about Pikmin.
Right.
I think somebody's gonna, even if they slip up and like just get caught in their own words and say it, somebody's gonna say something about it.
That would count. I mean, these are like by the end of E3, will this have happened? This doesn't say during the direct, so
Yeah.
that's a good point. Will a new game for 3DS be revealed during the direct?
I said no because they were just talking about Switch. They said this already. They're just talking about Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I think if anything gets shown, it's at Treehouse. Nothing during the direct, though.
Yeah.
You know, Nintendo said last year we're only showing games for 2017, and then they're like, Pokemon, Metroid Prime 4. So, like, they could be a little deceptive here and there, but I think they do have to make Switch the focus. If you're going to show new 3DS games for a dying system, by the way, let's be honest, let's show it during the Treehouse, and you see some demo or whatever. So, yeah, I said no.
Wasn't there a rumor about a Zelda game?
Yeah, there's
remake?
something floating around, yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's not going to happen. Of course, it's not going to happen during the direct itself, but during the Treehouse, I could see them maybe revealing that to at least kind of have like a Zelda 3DS game this holiday.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
That'd be smart. It'd be clever. 40.
Even though I personally would like it if it came out on both systems. I think that,
Yeah.
and maybe that's something that they decided eventually when the Switch took off. They're like, well, let's put it on the Switch too.
Yep. 42% of people said yes. Let's see. Next one. Will 2 of the following 4 third-party games receive Switch ports? Overwatch, Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto 5, Dragon Ball FighterZ. I think we might have 2 of those already. So I said yes. 75% of people said yes. Fortnite and Dragon Ball FighterZ at least. At this point, I don't think we see the other 2, but those 2 are pretty good ones.
Like, I know a lot of people like Overwatch, but you've almost kind of got that now with the other game. Like, it's essentially kind of the same
in a
thing
way,
as Overwatch.
yeah.
In a way. But the Grand Theft Auto would be a big deal.
I mean, because LA Noire did well on Switch, so
Yeah.
Rockstar may be interested in bringing that. I think, if anyone said no, it was before all the leaks, and they're trying to have the bonus points. So let's keep that in mind. I have not jumped on the Fortnite train, but like you had to kind of figure like that's the biggest game in the world. It's running on mobile. It's Unreal Engine, which Switch supports, so that was going to be a given. I'm glad that Dragon Ball FighterZ is in this rumored list. Like that's one that's a no-brainer that it was like totally missing at its launch, but
really
it would
fun to
it'd
play
be
on the
great
go.
for sure.
I said yes to this one.
Mhm.
We know Fortnite is coming, and we saw the leaked images that may or may not be true, and Dragon Ball FighterZ was on there. So
Yeah, and I think those are going to check out to be absolutely true, which is
And,
strange. One of the weirder E3 leaks, Walmart Canada side.
I think Overcooked 2 was on there.
Yeah,
too?
and don't sleep on Killer Queen Black.
Killer Queen, that could be interesting.
Like if that's a Switch exclusive, that would be dope.
Considering that the original, don't you have to play it on like arcade?
It's a big deal in the arcade scene. Like I've never really heard about it, but I guess it's a big deal.
Okay, I don't know what Killer Queen Black is.
Yeah, I don't.
Am I in the dark about this?
I did not know until people started talking about
I
it.
had to
So
look it up.
it's because it's
Okay.
like it's a big arcade scene, and like if you have that in your area, great. I think it's mostly on the gaming podcast where like in the San Francisco area they still have arcades, and they're like, oh my god, Killer Queen. But it's like a 5-on-5 multiplayer game that you can win like one of 3 ways, and so it would make sense to have that kind of local co-op kind of recreated with Switch to kind of tether them all together. If it's an exclusive, it's one that people say you shouldn't sleep on. I know it looks kind of weird, just a name you haven't heard of, but keep an eye on it.
If Thanos is in Fortnite, does that mean that they would not resist Nintendo doing something with them?
Maybe like everyone drops coins and do the Mario. I almost thought
There's a Mario hat that lets you turn into Mario and let you jump on people.
There you go. Or you're like you act all high because like, you're on shrooms, man. No, I always thought you were gonna say
we joked earlier about Dragon Ball FighterZ and Smash Brothers.
It's true. It's true. Or I still can't get over Banjo-Kazooie Battle Royale.
Dream game.
Yeah, I almost want to change like a Big Boss prediction or something like that. No, they should be a whole lot. I don't know if you were going to say like Freddie Mercury and Killer Queen. It's like, okay, what? But
I was thinking it was a JoJo reference.
It's a movie tie-in with the biopic coming out. Let's get back to the questions though. Will Mario Kart Tour be mentioned during the Direct? I said no. I don't see much mention for a mobile game. This seems like a tweet that would just come out of nowhere, not necessarily during E3, but it is the next mobile game supposedly to be slated. Or
even at like an Apple conference again.
Right. 33% of people said yes on this one. What did you say, Video Game Guru 64?
I said no, just because it said specifically that they would only be talking about the Switch in the Direct.
Yeah,
so
keeping them to their word.
Oh yeah, no, I think that it's not really the place for it. It's gonna be huge whenever it comes out.
Oh, for sure.
It's not. It's definitely not the place for it.
Yeah, not yet, but probably soon. And finally, for Nintendo, will Mother 3 be announced for Switch?
I said yes, hopefully.
I think we all kind of want hopefully. That'd be a great moment. Man, I do want it. I've never played it. I'd like to play it, but 8% of people said yes. So may not happen. It's kind of
along with me.
Yeah, I would love to play their version of this game.
Oh, for sure.
And not even though the one that was made, the translation that was made is very good from what I hear. And the game itself is great. I just don't know. I mean, I almost feel like it's almost more likely at this point that they would just remake something like that instead of completely,
I would say they would put it out with Mother 1 and 2.
Yeah,
and then
a collection.
3.
That would be great. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. I'd be very down for that.
Yeah.
For the guess, I said no, but I'm hoping deep down.
Yeah, it would be great.
Well, Video Game Guru 64, thank you so much for calling in. We're going to get to your predictions now. Just as a refresher for those that are joining us for the first time, they don't remember the old podcast days back in Show Me Your News time. You have Big Boss and Kiefer Predictions. The Big Boss Predictions, just they're bold picks. Kind of the whole that makes sense. Doesn't really apply here. You gotta kind of put forth some effort for a bold pick. And then Kiefer, the Kiefer prediction is, remember how crazy Kiefer Sutherland was, to pick to be voicing Snake. Like that's crazy. You'd never pick that, but it happened. So the Kiefer pick is this outlandishly wild selection. So I gotta ask, do you have your Big Boss and Kiefer predictions ready?
I want to say my Big Boss prediction would be Kingdom Hearts 3 announced for Switch.
Would be a Big Boss prediction. That takes a lot of power, but that's Big Boss.
And then my Kiefer prediction, Elder Scrolls 6 is announced and is coming to Switch.
Whoa. Wow. Yeah, that's a double whammy. I'd say that's a Kiefer pick.
You tell me what you know, or I promise you this will become very unpleasant.
Yeah, man. I know they got Skyrim on there, but I wonder if that could scale. You gotta wonder, if Switch is like a low power PC, can your game scale enough to get on there? But I'd take a tease.
They're gonna stream it.
Yeah, just like in Japan, right? Oh, I wonder how that's working out. Well, hey man, great predictions. Thanks so much for your input, and people can find you on Twitter at VideoGameGuru64. Thanks so much for your time. Good to hear back from you, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, time for third party. We got 2 callers, so we'll split this in half. So the first half here, joining us from Georgia, Matthias. Welcome back to the PowerSwitch. How are you?
Be back. I'm good.
Excellent. We're doing all right. It's always good to talk E3. Trying to just cram this all in before the show starts. And it's interesting we talk about third party because EA starts tomorrow as we're recording, so we're up against the deadline here. But I think you get the good questions here to start, especially when people are excited for Kingdom Hearts 3. So we'll begin. Will Kingdom Hearts 3 receive a specific release date before November 1st, 2018?
Well, I just kind of guessed because I don't know much about all of that, but I said no.
Nobody said yes. interestingly enough,
I thought about it.
yeah, this is really interesting because like it could be October, but I mean we've waited so long for Kingdom Hearts 3 that like, well, it's gonna slip to later in the year, right? Like, or if not November, maybe it slips to December. I don't know. Really interesting that
coming out on Christmas.
Yeah, really interesting that nobody said yes here. Trying to think of like if, because they're gonna show something here that the plan is that I guess they have a concert tomorrow on Saturday. They'll, if anything, if a release date's probably going to be shown there, if not at the Square Enix conference on Monday. So we'll find out one way or the other. But they're probably going to show a new world, and we were kind of talking like during one of the breaks here that we think it's got to be Frozen. Like Frozen's really big in Japan. I know they're showing some of these, later kind of franchises. I'm Tangled and Big Hero 6, but to appease the Japanese market, you got to show
they gotta
Frozen.
let it go.
And I will not if they don't show it. So, no, it's very interesting that nobody said yes. So, but we'll see what happens there. Will Rocksteady reveal a new game that features an established superhero protagonist? Very interesting with the rumored image that was there with Superman and the S and using the Gotham font, and it was a Heroes Unite, what was it? Worlds Unite? I'm trying to remember what the subtitle was for Superman. And a lot of people are calling bogus on that, but could it be a World's Finest? Thank you, Demetrius there in the chat. Yeah, Superman World's Finest, which would possibly presume a Superman-Batman sort of team-up game there if that was true, but a lot of people are calling bogus on that. I hope it's a Superman game. That'd be great to get a good one, but could be Batman, I don't know, or it could be a whole new IP altogether. What you think on this one, Matthias?
Said yes just because of the rumors. I just went with it.
Yeah,
and
yeah, I think at the very least they'll do another Batman game. Maybe they'll do like Batman Beyond, kind of go away from the usual Batman, but I'm really keeping my fingers crossed for Superman.
Yeah, they make good superhero games, so keep making good superhero games.
There you go.
I feel like if there's anybody that can make a good Superman game, it's them.
Yes. Yeah.
Probably nobody else could.
Build up to a Justice League game, something like that. That'd be fantastic.
They could even throw in jokes about flying through rings. And,
they sure could. As an optional mission that is not required at the beginning of the game. 83% people said yes. I said yes as well. Will Cyberpunk 2077 receive a 2019 release window? This being the next game from CD Projekt Red, from the Witcher developers. I'm really, really excited to see more. They're confirmed to be on the E3 stage with Jeff Keighley to talk more about their game. So we'll see stuff about this game, but do we get that release window?
I have no idea what that game is, but I just said yes because it sounds likely to happen.
Okay. Yeah, it's I would check out search Cyberpunk 2077. It's a trailer that came out, I want to say 2013. And so like this has been in the works for a long time, and it's this really provocative trailer of like this woman in a white dress, but it's cyberpunk. So like she has like these kind of metal arm things coming out of her arms. It's like part robotic, and then there's a sniper. It was kind of like projecting a next gen game when we're at the end of the previous generation. So I want to see more. They have a great pedigree over there in Poland for CD Projekt, and I said yes. I think it's easy to slap 2019 on a trailer and be done with it that way.
I just don't know if they're going to actually say that window. I think they might show the game and everything. I just don't know if they're going to commit to being like, it's coming out this kind of time.
Yeah, because it's definitely a game they've been talking about as a PS4 or like this generation and a next generation, like a kind of could be out on both sort of deal. So
yeah,
it would be
it could be that kind of like in between where it comes out on both.
For sure. We had 58% of people say yes. So kind of almost down the middle there. Will the Avengers project be shown at all? This we had 66% of people say yes. This would be at the Square Enix presentation unless Microsoft says, hey, show it at ours, please. We need games. But then again, like this is at the beginning of last year, Crystal Dynamics, the makers of Rise of the Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider, so probably a third-person action game. There was the rumor out there floating around that You're going to have Iron Man and Captain America and Scarlet Witch as playable characters. And then they were talking about like, oh, it's going to tie in somehow to the Spider-Man PS4 game, which is a little weird, trying to make like a extended universe in games that way. I'm not sure I believe that part of it, but if you had those playable characters, that would check out. I say yes. I think we'll see something. I don't know how much we'll see though.
I said no just because, well, it was mostly a guess and just seemed too likely to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said yes just because I think that like the Avengers kind of frenzy is at like its peak right now in between the two movies, where people are like, they want more Avengers stuff. Like, I went back and I played the Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale game right after I watched the movie because I wanted more Marvel-related stuff.
Yeah.
And that game still has issues running well on the PC. I don't know what's up with it.
It's called Telltale's Engine, unfortunately.
It is Telltale. But I think it's Square Enix having their own conference to talk about things. I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons, is because they have a lot of things to show.
They have a ton of things. It's going to be crazy. Yeah. It's going to be, God, if they show Final Fantasy VII Remake, but they'll have more 15 DLC. They'll have, Just Cause 4, which just got leaked by Steam. So thanks, Steam, on top of the Walmart Canada. They have so much. I mean, Shadow of the Tomb Raider is another one.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
I mean, and hopefully this. So like they have, more on top of that, but plenty to fill out a show. I hope it's good. But yeah, you're right. Between the two movies, I think this would be perfect time to show something there.
And it doesn't have to be that much. Just show us something. They haven't talked about it since.
Oh yeah, just more than a Captain America's shield and some sparks. Like more than that, we'll be happy. Mm-hmm. Will a new character or mode for Overwatch be announced?
I said no, I think because there's been a lot of that. Well, kind of a bit of that lately. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think this is the place where Blizzard talks about that. If anything, save it for BlizzCon. I think I threw it here because like if there was the remote possibility of something happened for Switch, maybe they do more than that. But yeah, I think if anything, BlizzCon, I want a single player mode desperately for that game, and that's maybe the time I jump into it because I keep seeing these deals that goes down to $20. I'm like, I want to, but not yet. But yeah, I don't think E3 is the time for it. I said no. 8% of people said yes. Joel, what'd you say?
I said no, but I think like another reason that maybe put it there is because remember last year we didn't know why Terry Crews was going to be there. Right. And he, of course, ended up not being Doomfist.
He was not Doomfist.
So, yeah, as much as people wanted him to be.
That's true. I remember seeing him in videos where he was like, people asked him about that. It's like, oh yeah, like I wanted that and I tried for it, but it just didn't work out. It's like, man, that would have worked out so well. Yeah. Well, Matthias, it's very generous of you to offer the second half to here to our next caller. But before you go, do you have any Big Boss or Kiefer predictions?
My first, I feel like it almost could be a Kiefer, but it's slightly less crazier than my Kiefer is. They're going to announce in their direct, it's very unlikely, but the starters for the new Pokemon game. Ooh. And then the grass one from the new game will be in the new Smash Brothers.
Oh, man, that'd be awesome. Boy. Big Boss prediction. I like it.
My Kiefer is that they're going to announce the new 2D Super Mario Brothers game take place in Sarazaland and be a type of direct sequel to Super Mario Land.
Wow, I like it. Definitely a Kiefer prediction there.
They're gonna call back!
Oh my god.
Yeah, bring back some they need something 2D. And if they're not gonna do Mario Maker, like give us something. I do wonder if they'll do ports of either New U or 3D World, because that could be an easy way to tie over. I think have something Mario this year, but man, I'd
probably more likely.
I'd love to see that though. Great picks, man. We can find you on Twitter at Blukey the Ghost, so follow you there. Matthias, thanks so much for calling in. Really appreciate your time. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
And joining us from North Carolina, Demetrius. Welcome back to the Power Switch.
Thank you. I feel welcome. And shout out to Matthias for letting me come in.
Yeah,
here.
very, very
Appreciate
generous
that.
of him for sure. Good to have you on. Good times with Show Me Your News and E3 yes or no predictions. So
Oh yeah.
good to have you here. Let's talk about EA, who is set for tomorrow. Will Anthem receive a specific release date?
I say yes because Anthem was supposed to be like late 2018, and then it got pushed back. Technically, it never had an official release.
Right.
All the background rumors and stuff. So I think EA basically EA's got a specific date in mind that they're telling their shareholders. So we're going to be able to hear that as of E3, so that we can be ready for it. Come the time that it happens, that it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, EA locks in people with I feel like they lock in release dates as much as anybody else, because they like to have their games out at a certain time. Puts pressure on developers, of course, but they do that more so than anybody.
EA is very much a corporate powerhouse, much more interested in the dollar than making the best game. So they're not interested in delaying a game to make sure it's as good as possible. Mm-hmm. They'll delay a game to make sure that it will be up to a certain quality assurance standard. But if they've got to release an unfinished game, but at a time that they absolutely want it to be out, they'll do that. So
just patch it later. Patch it later.
Yeah,
patch it later.
That's the big thing with Anthem here. They want it in this fiscal year, so end of March. Before then, I don't know if they commit to a date now. We're actually in the contest entrance. They're split down the middle, 50%. I said no because I think they'll say spring 2019, but not give the firm date yet because I think there's still too much influx with the development of that game. And I hope to be wrong. I'd love to see a big Anthem blowout. But there's a lot of pressure on BioWare. And it's to the point where you hope that it's not EA forcing their hands so they can't deliver a high quality product. And then EA would do what EA does. And I don't want them to close BioWare. It's too good of a studio to lose, So I'm a little nervous, but I can't wait to see Anthem. And
I think even though they might be targeting the fiscal year, I think that they'll announce a release date, but I think it'll be after that.
Interesting. That would be a good sign of faith. I would like to see that. Will a new Splinter Cell or Watch Dogs game be revealed during Ubisoft's conference? I said yes because I think it's going to be Splinter Cell. I think, even before the Walmart Canada leak, again, if that's going to keep proving out true, Splinter Cell will be a great moment. We saw Sam Fisher in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Bring that in. Rumors of the Prince from Prince of Persia showing up in this coming season of For Honor. That would be awesome with, his sword and all. You could see them kind of mixing that in. But, yeah, bring Sam Fisher in a new Splinter Cell. Let's make it happen. I don't think Watch Dogs 3 happens yet, but let's do it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That Walmart leak just keeps on giving. Walmart has been the best E3 predictor this year.
Industry insider.
Yeah.
Just trying. Yeah. I guess they might know something about that considering they sell those games. But,
we saw Assassin's Creed and then it's Odyssey and might be this year. It's kind of crazy.
Pretty much for me, I saw Splinter Cell was on that Walmart leak. And that was a question here, so I just said yes, and I feel like I would probably be right on that one.
Yeah, I said yes as well, and I think it might that hint in that DLC that they released where he was saying there used to be a guy that was doing the same kind of thing as me.
It's only me.
He's not around anymore.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's a hint at the game. I think
cool.
Maybe it might be him training somebody or something.
That'd be really awesome. I would be very down for that. 83% of people said yes. Will Bethesda Game Studios reveal a new IP?
So I said yes, because they had that. There's been rumors of the Star something.
Yeah, Starfield. Yeah.
Starfield. Yes, thank you. Been hearing about that for a while, and I think this is the year for it. And that would indeed be a new IP. So I'm expecting to see that on their stage. So that is why I went with yes. Hopefully I'm correct on that one, because I really want to see what Bethesda does with a sort of sci-fi space RPG type thing.
For sure.
Yeah, I think that something will be revealed too, even if it's not that. I think something will be revealed. I think them still having their own press conference, is a hint at that. I think that they have something else to show besides their established franchises.
I would like them to show Starfield. It would be neat to see. And let's clarify, Bethesda Game Studios, this is the publisher. It's not just, actually the studio. It's not Bethesda, the publisher as a whole. It's the team that generally makes the Elder Scrolls game, generally makes Fallout. And for Fallout 76, that's why I said no, and only 33% said yes, because, they're invested in Fallout 76 here, though granted it's part with their Austin arm and the main Maryland arm. I would love to see Starfield, but I think showing Fallout 76 and kind of gearing up towards that, that may be the focus this year. So I said no, but I'd love to see something like Starfield or anything else really for that matter. Will more than 2 games shown during the press conferences have Battle Royale modes announced? So
I said no to this one. I would have said yes if Call of Duty was announced like at E3. I feel like if we get more than 2 games with a Battle Royale mode announced, if it even happens, we won't even get the announcements of the Battle Royale mode at E3. I also just feel like it's just not going to happen. Like, we're not going to have 3 games get a Battle Royale mode announced. At best, I see 2 games, and I'm not even sure what 2 it would be.
If I had to think of 2 at least, something from Ubisoft. So let's say Division 2 probably shows something. Yeah. I think EA, while they're not doing anything with Battlefield, I think they'll have something stupid like Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3, and it'll have Battle Royale somewhere in it. That could happen. And then, Square Enix with Just Cause 4. Like, I don't know.
Now, Just Cause 4 Battle Royale, I actually sound...
I think I might actually be down.
Yeah, that'd be actually pretty cool, not gonna lie. Banjo-Kazooie, let's go, boys!
Yes, there it is.
That's one.
That's it right there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be oversaturating the market, and I said yes, and 75% of people said yes. I don't know, Joel, what do you think?
Yeah, I said yes just because it's like, I feel like it's hard to resist for a lot of these companies, and that's a lot of press conferences that you're like, passing over in the process. If it had just been like one specific one, and I could like limit it down and be like, oh yeah, I don't think any of their franchises would fit.
That's true.
But I feel like they're also going to show smaller games.
God, and we're not even considering the PC and Devolver shows.
Yeah, I feel like there's just too many games in that thing. Like, I feel like the number would have to be higher for me to say no.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, it was just wishful thinking.
Yeah, right.
Also, here's my other hope, like my other sort of outside hope that's influencing that. Maybe they just don't want to attempt to compete with Fortnite and PUBG, especially since PUBG is already getting its ass kicked. So
I know I sure wouldn't want to. That's for sure.
Of course not.
Yeah, but maybe like if you like, you look at a Paladins or something, they're adding a Battle Royale mode, but Paladins is already fairly successful in its own way.
Right.
I don't know if some companies look at it as a way to like attract new fans, maybe, to their franchises, just because it's a hot thing right now.
Right. All right, and the last one for third party, will a game series which had its last title released over 10 years ago receive a new installment? I said yes. 83% of people said yes. I said yes because banking on if Rare brings back a property, if it's something like Perfect Dark, have that count. But it's always an interesting one, this category. I mean, even back when it was Zombie U, and like there was a zombie game, like, and that ended up being the one for that year. Like, anything can happen.
I was so mad that
I know, but it can be pretty crazy. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I also said yes. At the time, I was banking on Perfect Dark, I recently heard something from Devolver Digital about like Metal Wolf Chaos.
Oh, right. That's a rumor just popped up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good about this one.
Yeah, I said yes too. I think it's good to be hopeful about that kind of stuff because there's so many old games that we all love to see come back.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's right. Last year it was Beyond Good and Evil 2. Oh my goodness. Anything can happen. E3 is made for dreams. But speaking of dreams, Demetrius, let's get to those Big Boss and Kiefer predictions.
So my Big Boss prediction is a little non-traditional. It's not for any particular game, but I'm sure we all have seen the situation with Microsoft and their exclusive situation and how they've just they're moderately successful with the Xbox One, but they're just not hitting. I think that's all almost smoke and mirrors. Even the Crackdown 3 delay, man, you don't even got to worry about the Crackdown 3 delay. I believe Microsoft is going to win this E3 because they're going to have a whole bunch of big announcements in their 2-hour conference.
World premiere.
Xbox and Windows 10 exclusive.
Xbox 4K console exclusive.
Pre-order now. So you're
kind of ridiculously narrow superlative.
So is it then that Microsoft wins E3?
Yes.
Microsoft wins E3. Big Boss.
My Kiefer prediction. Screw it. My Kiefer prediction is that everything Bethesda announces on their stage, except for Rage 2, is going to come to Switch.
Damn! Wow. That'd be crazy. That is a Kiefer prediction if I've ever heard one.
I'll do my job. You people better start doing yours.
Man, even Starfield, if that happens, it's like, oh my god.
All of it.
Oh, I would love it.
Just Rage 2 is a no because it's from Avalanche Studios, and they're just not experienced with Switch yet. Everything else,
right?
It's coming to Switch.
Yeah, I mean, they could do Doom 2. They could pull that out and be like, yeah, we did the first one. Let's put the second one on Switch.
Doom 2 with its new battle royale.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh. Bloodier than all the other ones. Oh, it's gonna be the running joke of the show, but it's pretty accurate. Well, Demetrius, thanks so much for your time. Glad we got to fit you in, and we'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, glad to be here. Really appreciate you guys having me on.
And rounding things up, joining us from Michigan, Scott. Welcome back to the PowerSwitch. How you doing?
E3 hype.
We're big hype here. You're joining me, and we'll talk about our E3 plans at the end of the show here. But should be another good show here with you. And let's go run through the hopes and dreams. This is the category where whether it's vaporware or a long anticipated sequel, is this the year where we get news about this game? We're going to start with it in a way, a trifecta. It's the Valve trio of will Half-Life 3, Portal 3, or Left 4 Dead 3 be revealed?
No.
Well,
they're too busy.
Yeah,
just letting anyone and their mother put stuff on Steam right now. They don't need to work their own games.
Unless
there's AIDS Simulator on there now. Who needs Half-Life 3?
I think they actually just took off AIDS Simulator because it was blatantly trolling whatever that means by their weird definition.
Jim
now
Sterling featured it in his video like yesterday or today.
Yeah, I think it was just today it got taken down. 8% of people think it's going to happen. So the dream is the dream is not dead. Of course, I said no. If any of them happened, Left 4 Dead 3.
Oh yeah,
because that's.
I mean, there was those leaked images or whatever a year or so ago showing the
Source 2 engine. That's what I'm banking on. That. There's got to be some truth.
I mean, that would be a big thing for the PC conference.
It might make the PC conference worth watching.
See, in an alternate timeline, they already made that game instead of what was that game that they made?
Oh God, Artifact.
It was like a game where you hunt down.
Oh, Evolve.
You're like a monster.
Evolve.
And, yeah. They made that game instead of Evolve.
Well, I mean, that was Turtle Rock, and they went and had a different publisher there. So yeah, it's.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean. I remember Valve making a game announcement, everyone's excited, and then it's Artifact, and it's like card game, and everyone's just like, boo.
Well, don't also forget the big Portal trailer where it was just Bridge Builder with.
That's right.
Portal
Bridge
bots. That was-
Simulator
that
Portal.
too.
God. What the hell, Valve? Come on.
Man.
Will Devil May Cry 5 be revealed?
Yeah.
Guys, it's the year. It's going to happen.
It is. Yeah, it's happening.
66%.
You posted the toys earlier.
Yeah, I posted the toy. I mean, some manufacturers doing a reimagining of Virgil. It kind of looks like original Virgil. You can look at the website that's been now under a Capcom server. It was the same company that registered MonsterHunterWorld.com last year. Guys, it's gonna happen. 66% of people said yes. I think it's at Sony. Let's go. Let's get it going.
Great.
And if they bring it back to classic, I think that'd make a lot of people happy. And none of this DMC stuff. And let's go. Classic Devil May Cry. And we're seeing the signs where it's Dante and Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
I bet old Dante is gonna have a wig fall on his head to make him look like DMC Dante, and he's gonna be like, "Screw that."
It'd be so funny.
Sword flourish and eat pizza.
You're saying that he's gonna throw his wig?
It'll be like the
God.
opposite of what happened before.
Yeah, that'd be funny. that'd be too good. Will Borderlands 3 be revealed?
I'm gonna say yes because I think Randy Pitchford is just trying to throw everyone off the mark after the Walmart Canada leak.
Yeah, that is the one thing that gives me
Canada leak
pause. Yeah.
But if there's, with the rumors that like the original Borderlands game might be remastered, could that just be another kind of mistake on the Walmart Canada's part with the leak, calling the remaster Borderlands 3?
Possible.
Because they misnumbered Forza.
That's true. Yeah, if that's happening, maybe to bide time until Borderlands 3 happens. There are rumors that it's been pushed a little bit. 25% of people said yes. Like, this could happen. I said no because I think there's just too much uncertainty going on there. But yeah, Walmart Canada does make me wonder.
I would like for it to get announced.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
But then with Rage 2 and it's borrowing that pop punk aesthetic and the hot pink, it might be interesting competition.
Yeah, it might not be a good time to reveal it. And I don't think they have it ready to reveal.
Yeah.
Like they probably want it to be further along before they reveal it.
Yeah, I guess.
And there probably is a remaster.
I bet there is. Yeah. That would make sense. Will the Elder Scrolls 6 be revealed?
Too soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a big no with 6.
I don't know if they're in, especially what they did with Fallout 4, where they wanted to show it all, and then it's coming out this year. I don't think a teaser with a logo is gonna be Bethesda Game Studios' MO. I agree. I think too soon. 16.7% of people said yes. Joel, what do you think?
Yeah, they kind of like when they reveal their games, they like to show gameplay. So I don't think that it'll be revealed.
Yeah, maybe 2020. Maybe a tease in 19 and it comes out in 20, but yeah, it's too soon. The Sims 5, will that be revealed?
I'm gonna say no.
We'll find out tomorrow if it's at EA. It could be a casual year, but I said no, and 8% of people said yes.
Yeah, I said no too. I think maybe they'll just, whatever one is out right now, they might just add something to that instead.
Will Resident Evil 2 remake be revealed? 83% of people said yes. This was the highest yes, even more than Devil May Cry 5.
Wow.
And I want it to be real. When you hear the rumors of like it's improving on how great Resident Evil 7 looked, and it's building on that, I am excited to see if that happens. I said yes.
I'd say yes. I think with the rumors coming out, plus it's been a while since they first announced it. I think it's been 2 years now.
It's been a while
since that the T-shirt reveal.
We do it or something like that. Is said yeah.
Yeah, I said yeah too. I think now is the time.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Will Saints Row 5 be revealed?
I'm going a bit no with this one. I think they're still kind of licking their wounds from
Agents
whatever
of
that
Mayhem.
last game was.
Yeah, I don't think it's the time.
Yeah, they'll do it eventually. Just I don't think this year. 8% said yes. Will Banjo 3E be revealed? I mean, guys, Battle Royale though, right? 8% of people said yes. I don't think this is the one that Rare revives, if anything. So no.
No, it's not a first-person shooter.
No.
I don't think it would work on an Xbox.
I am curious as to like what they will like if they did it, like what they would call it. I'm really curious about the title, if that ever does happen. But I think they're good with it. Just just the versions of the old ones sitting there for people to play.
Yeah, that'd be good. They've got Rare Replay, all that stuff, backwards compatibility, what have you. Will Deep Down be revealed? We go back to the Capcom well here, and 16% of people said yes. I say no, though. They did re-up the trademark, though, so that is something to consider. But in this kind of Soulsborne sort of era, I'm not sure that game ever gets made.
I think like games like Nioh have shown that you can have a Soulsborne style of game and still be extremely successful. I think it just shows that they have to be good games. Like with Nioh, you have Last Vein coming out later this year from Bandai Namco. I think I honestly didn't even remember Deep Down, truthfully.
Yeah.
Now it's coming back to me, but I don't think they necessarily have to rush with how well Monster Hunter did. I think they're realizing that quality matters over just getting out product.
That's very true. Yeah, Monster Hunter was huge for them.
Oh yeah, and I think it's still doing well, and they'll still have Monster Hunter Ultimate Generations or Generations Ultimate coming out on Switch soon. So
and the PC version of World.
Yeah. The World that still hasn't even come out yet. So I'm gonna say no with Deep Down. So not yet.
Yeah, I don't think it's the time yet, especially with. There's a possibility that we're going to see that Souls-like, Bloodborne-like thing. Right.
Yeah, save it for next gen and the Phanta Ray engine to go along with it. And then finally, will Agent be revealed?
No.
Nah.
I think they've adopted a lot of kind of their ideas from Agent possibly into other games they've done. Plus, they have no need to do Agent with Red Dead coming out.
True. It's a shame because I really like the idea for Agent. It's just weird, like it never got officially canceled. Like that's always been the puzzler. So I don't know. As far as our tiebreaker goes, it's how many times will the word Smash be said during the Nintendo Direct? The average ended out being 24.1 times. So we'll see how that all shakes out. Very interesting. Wow, we got through the 50 here. It's always a good time. Joel, thank you so much for joining me as a guest. I'm going to let you go here. Scott and I are going to wrap up with our E3 plans. But before I let you go, first I want to have you plug your stuff because you got a lot going on here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's Joel_Patrol on Twitter. It's I'm a Beast 78 on Twitch. And I'm a Beastly1 with the 1 spelled out on YouTube. And I'm going to be streaming my full live reaction to all the conferences live on Twitch.
Excellent. Good stuff. I mean, you did a great job, man, but I can't have you go without your Big Boss and Kiefer predictions.
All right. So for my Big Boss, I think Smash Switch will introduce a new single-player mode that's reminiscent of Melee's adventure mode. Where you make your way through stages that are, based on the different games represented in the series. And then there'll be a mix of cutscenes of the characters interacting like in Brawl Subspace Emissary. And then when DLC drops, because Nintendo's doing DLC on everything now. They're going to keep doing the DLC characters.
Oh, yeah.
When the DLC characters drop, they're going to add scenarios for them to tie them in. And then there's a bonus here. We're going to get a Switch GameCube adapter release just like the Wii U one. They're going to put out Switch branded GameCube controllers, and for on the go, they're going to put a new age Wavebird controller out.
Wow. That's Big Boss. I'd love to see it though, man. Like I want adventure mode back. I don't need all the
It-
subspace,
yeah.
but man, adventure mode.
No, that was more of a like, that was the thing one of the things I liked the most about Brawl was not the actual mode of subspace, but the characters interacting with each other.
That's the one thing Sakurai doesn't like, though, is like he gets worried about those leaking and spoiling the story. So we'll see. We'll see about that one. You're Kiefer, though.
Well, I'm going to keep it actually Smash Brothers here. So we're going the character reveal route with this one. And I've got a couple, because you said that they have to have big third-party character reveals.
Yeah, they kind of do. Just one.
I think they're going to have multiple. And I think Sakurai and Nintendo are using all their negotiating powers to convince Disney to allow Zora from Kingdom Hearts to be added to Smash. His final Smash summons Disney, the whole company, and they buy up your stock.
Oh, man.
We got another one here. It's been 18 years since we last saw them on a Nintendo system, but Sakurai will take up Phil Spencer's offer and bring Banjo and Kazooie back to Smash.
Yes.
We get a collectathon mode for Special Smash.
Yes.
We've got another one.
Oh.
There's a Castlevania collection revealed for Switch. In conjunction with this, the reveal of Simon Belmont. Captain in skin included.
Oh, damn.
And then the final one. We're going back first party here. Because there's this character, and I've loved him for a long time. And I think that maybe he has a chance this time. We're going to see the Metroid Prime 4 trailer. There's no question about that. But it's going to be followed by another trailer. It's Samus running in the dark, hearing a roar in the distance. A giant fiery smash ball lights up the area. You get a close-up on Samus's visor, a distinct purple winged shape in the reflection. And I don't know about you guys, but that would be a big announcement.
Give me Ridley now. All those a Kiefer prediction.
I thought I'd paid my dues!
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I could see the Simon Belmont thing happening. Like Castlevania, like remake on Switch. There have been some rumors floating around about that.
I did see that they do have 2 games that are going to announce for Switch.
I could see that. I could totally see that.
I could see it being Soma. I could see it being one of the GBA or the DS characters.
Yeah, I'd be fine with like any of them, honestly.
Yeah. That would be very exciting.
cool.
Well, Joel, thank you so much for your time. Really, really appreciate it. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right, no problem. You guys have a good one, and thanks for having me on.
Of course, yeah.
I appreciate it. And Scott, have a good one, man.
You too, dude. Have a good E3.
Thanks. You too.
All right, so Scott, big E3 plans. Let's.
Man.
You're gonna be coming over, or actually tomorrow we're going to my brother's place. He's got this big 10-foot screen. We're gonna watch the conferences after each of the big conferences. Sorry, Devolver. Sorry, PC. Sorry, Limited Run. I think you got one, but the other big one. So I mean, Saturday it's EA. Sunday it's Microsoft and Bethesda. Monday Square Enix, Ubisoft, Sony. Tuesday Nintendo. After each of those, we're doing post-show call-in podcasts with you guys here on the PowerSwitch at rhymesathasia.com/call. So tune in, get your voice heard, grade those conferences. We sure will. But yeah, really, it's going to be fun. Like it's another year. I can't believe it's already here.
I know. I wonder. I'm just hoping that there's still a lot of big surprises that haven't been leaked.
There's got to be.
Because leaks have been crazy this year.
I don't know if it. I mean,
It seems like.
Yeah, some of them sure, but I think a lot of them are just like we want to get out of the way. Like we want our time in the sun before we're swamped by other big announcements.
There's definitely that too. I do think though this year we should not do the Nintendo reaction right after.
Yeah.
We should maybe wait a little bit because I just remember the Metroid announcement, me blurting out while we were recording.
It made
and
for a
talking to
great
people
moment. It did. But yeah, I think especially if it is Smash, we need to kind of watch a little more in depth. So yeah, definitely do keep that in mind. Now, before I have you read your predictions, we got a couple here from callers who weren't able to make it live, but they still wanted their predictions read on the air. So from DQP,
Oh yeah.
Big Boss prediction. Hunters style multiplayer will return in Metroid Prime 4. It will be an emphasis for the game and used to help showcase Nintendo's online service. Big Boss prediction. And the Kiefer. Shadows Die Twice is in fact the long-awaited sequel to the adventures of Cookie and Cream. I don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
This is the last chance you've got to talk to me before I have to hurt you.
Shit got serious.
Oh my gosh. We had Jesse also contribute some predictions here. Big Boss prediction. Every character from Smash 4 is coming back, including DLC. Wolf and Ice Climbers return. Ribbon Girl and Decidui are announced as newcomers. That's a Big Boss prediction. The Kiefer. He's got a couple Kiefers here. Captain Falcon is back. And I ain't talking about Smash. I ain't talking about racing games either. We're getting an M-rated Captain Falcon spin-off game, co-produced by Platinum Games, titled F-Zero Sagas Captain Falcon. The game tells Captain Falcon's origin story, as well as his story of his life after becoming the champ in F-Zero GX. As a bonus to it, it's a prequel to Metroid Prime 4.
Mr. President, it's been an honor.
And another Kiefer prediction beyond that. Nintendo finally makes it canon that their games all take place in the same universe. The Nintendo Cosmic Universe crossover is coming in 2020 and will tie together storylines from F-Zero Sagas, Metroid Prime 4, and Star Fox Pigma's Revenge, which will also be announced for 2020. The game will be called The Negative Zone and will give a canon backstory to one of Nintendo's most iconic glitches. That's another Kiefer right there.
Don't you ever come into my office and talk to me like that again. Do you understand me?
Oh, but wait, it gets better. Because he has a Kojima prediction. What, you ask? Maybe going all the way up to the man himself, the impossibility. He says, Death Stranding takes place in the Munchieverse.
Hello, everyone. I'm back.
I guess that's a thing with the character from Law and Order being in different TV shows. I don't even know anymore. Like, that's just too much planning from Kojima. Those are the ones we got submitted in. Always good fun. But Scott, let's get yours before we wrap up with mine.
Sure. Well, I got two Big Boss ones.
All right.
Both involving the Switch. I think we're going to get a Bravely Default and second HD collection for the Switch.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's a good Big Boss prediction.
I'm basing this solely off of the fact that that development group posted a picture of Edea holding Joy-Cons on a Christmas tree over at Christmas time.
Oh, interesting.
So that's all I'm basing it off of, and that I really want it to.
Yep.
Plus, that studio has said that they're developing a ton of stuff for Switch.
That's right.
Now.
They did open that up. One. Yeah, for sure.
So I think that would be a big one. And my second one is, I think we're going to get a Nintendo Warriors game from Koei Tecmo for the Nintendo Switch, combining heroes from Mario, Metroid, Zelda, Star Fox, etc. in a Dynasty Warriors style game on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, I mean, take Zelda, take Fire Emblem, combine it all the more. That's a Big Boss prediction.
And for my Kiefer prediction, Pete, I've told you this before offline, but with Pokemon Quest being such a mobile title, I don't know if it's going to be at the Square conference or the Nintendo conference, but they're going to announce that Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, or whatever it's currently known as, the mobile game, will be ported and coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Oof. That's bold. That's real bold. It's like
same kind of, like, the same stories, same kind of everything about it. Pretty much an exact port from the mobile game onto the Switch, but with, like, Switch controls.
Yeah, man. Mobile games on Switch, like, we're getting Kiefer.
My God, what have you done? What have you done?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, wow, that's really good. Like, these are great picks. good predictions this year. I'm really happy with all those. Thank you so much. We're going to get to mine now, though.
Yeah.
Got 3 big bosses, and we got 1 Kiefer. 1 big boss per each of the big first-party console manufacturers. We'll start with Microsoft. Big boss prediction. Microsoft will attempt to rebrand Halo the Master Chief Collection as Halo Infinity. In addition to finally rolling out the 4K and update patches, a Battle Royale mode will be included free of charge as part of the collection. Big boss prediction for Sony. During the Sony conference, Hideo Kojima will be joined on stage by Norman Reedus, Guillermo del Toro, Mads Mikkelsen, and this will be during the deep dive for Death Stranding, but along with a newly revealed star from the latest trailer, Emma Stone. A 2019 release window is announced. And big boss for Nintendo. We were kind of touching on it during the podcast. In a surprise announcement, like Metroid Samus Returns last year, a 3DS remake of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening is announced during Nintendo Treehouse Live, and it uses the same engine as A Link Between Worlds. But when we're talking Kiefer, you gotta go Smash Brothers. The new Smash Brothers game will have a fight synonym in its title once again, instead of using for Switch. Super Smash Bros. Challenge will have its release date announced as September 28th, 2018. Either Sora, Banjo-Kazooie, or Goku will be announced as a playable character during the Nintendo Direct, while returning characters like Ice Climbers will be confirmed during Treehouse Live.
Showtime.
Those are pretty crazy there, Pete.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
It's pretty spicy
it's some good predictions. It's E3 time, guys.
Oh my
Get
God.
hyped. Get ready. I'm really excited. And Scott, we're going to have a great time. But we're looking forward to having everyone call in during those post shows. So make sure to tune in, and we'll talk to you then. So that'll do it for this episode of the Power Switch. We are hosted by rhymeswithasia.com, and we're on YouTube and Twitch at Rhymes with Asia. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at the Power Switch. I am at Pete Speakeasy. Scott is at Solid Snake 120, so make sure to follow him there. Email us any questions, concerns, comments, or opportunities at powerswitchpod@gmail.com. You can subscribe to the Power Switch on podcast services such as Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher. And if you could be so kind as to leave a review, that would really help as well. But most importantly, to participate in future episodes, please join our community on Discord by visiting rhymeswithasia.com/call. It is a small but growing community, so now is the perfect time to have your voice heard on this podcast. Scott, let's get ready. It's E3 time. Let's go.
My body is ready. I'm ready, man.
Are all about kicking ass and taking names, and we're about watching games. I don't know. For Scott, I'm Peter Spasia. We'll see you next time. Until next time, switch up, call in, game on.